Hey, greetings and salutations. Second Star right here, talking Raid Shadow Legends, and today we have been blessed with a Halloween-themed fusion event. Now, I don't necessarily cotton to fusion events very much because they're usually quite resource-intensive, and I don't necessarily have all those resources necessary. I was able to fuse Foley when he came out, just because by sheer happenstance, I had all the epics already. Ow, cat. Hang on. Okay, perfect. We have a black cat for our Halloween-themed video. So, anyway, the point was I happen to have all the epics for Foley already, and it was just fortuitous on my part, and I don't expect that to ever happen again. And as I'm looking over this one, it hasn't happened again. The resources are not bad, per se, but they didn't do me any favors. Let's just go over it real quick, what's required. Okay, we need Suai Firstborn, Maeve, and Haikatoon, all from our Barbarian faction, and Lady Atessa, who is in Sacred Order, I think, but you may actually have her and just not know it, because she used to be named something different. When she first came out a couple months ago, she had a very generic name. In fact, the name was so boring that I can't remember what it was, but just check your vault, you might have her, because while they changed the name, they didn't change what she did, and she was kind of unimpressive. Okay, so Suai Firstborn is available in a Champion Chase tournament. Have fun, cat. Maeve is a fusion. Haikatoon is a fusion, or you might have her already, as she was free at 30 days. However, if you have got her to level 60, then sorry, you are out of luck, because she has to be level 50. It won't downgrade. It won't accept anything above the fusion state. I learned that the hard way once. Okay, and then Lady Atessa, as I said before, another fusion. And the fusions this time can be dungeon drops, they can be farmable, they can be from events. So they've given you a couple of ways, and of course they're always available from shards. So they've given you a couple of ways to access these. All right, but what I really want to talk about is the champion himself, because he's awesome. He's not awesome in that he's going to carry you through a lot of content. He's awesome in that he's irritating as hell, and that just really appeals to me. Behold Harvest Jack in all his evil glory. Look at that. He's got this big old scythe, and he's got a big fangy pumpkin grin and spider eyes, and he's got the heads of all of our starting champions adorned on his tunic. Never trust anyone in a tunic, especially this guy. Alright, but his skills are really cool too. Okay, so Harvest of Fear attacks an enemy 3 times, so he's got a 3-hit A1. Each hit has a 25% chance of stealing a random buff from the target. Each hit also has a 25% chance of placing a fear debuff for 1 turn if the target has no active buffs. And this chance increases to 100% if all buffs were stolen from the target. And the buff debuff chance can increase to 35%. So if you book it. Excellent, awesome A1. So it's got 3 hits, so you can go in Fire Knights. Very versatile, and Fear is great. We don't have enough heroes yet with Fear on them. Okay, Dreams to Ash is his A2. It's an AoE. Places a block buffs debuff for 2 turns on targets under Fear. This also removes any increased attack buff from the target and replaces them with a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. It removes any continuous heal buff from the target and replaces them with a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. And the number of poison debuffs is equal to the number of continuous heal buffs removed. So that's awesome. And before I even get into that, this is all based on hit points. So he's a hit point based champion. I mean, this is just awesome. He does so many cool things. This A2 is amazing. It's an AoE. It does all this cool stuff. So immediately think all those teams in Arena you see that have continuous heals everywhere. They're running Rain Beast or even multiple Rain Beasts just to be jerks. And now you can actually strip their continuous heal and replace it with a poison. Not that the poison's like a huge deal, but it's just a middle finger to those Arena teams that use that as their crutch. It's a beautiful thing. In removing the increased attack, how many speed leads also increase in attack in the arena? That's just, it's evil, and it's just so appropriate for the champion, and I'm a big fan. I'm really loving this. Alright, let's go on to the A3. It's another AoE. 75% chance of replacing, 75% chance of placing a true fear debuff for 1 turn, and a 30% decreased speed for 2 turns, and decreases each target's turn meter by 15% if the true fear debuff is placed. Remember, this is an AoE. Has a 75% chance of placing a sleep debuff for 1 turn if the true fear debuff is not replaced. So it has a fallback. It's going to sleep you if it doesn't hit its true debuff. Oh my gosh. That is so awesome. Oh, and there's also a passive. No, it's not a passive. It unlocks essentially level 3. Yeah, it is a passive. Leering Grin. When attacked, decreases the duration of all buffs on the attacker by 1 turn. And that, I mean, that's so cool. He's so cool. And again, not in that he's super OP and he's gonna, single-handedly solo dungeons. He's not, but he's gonna be an irritant. He's gonna be like those guys. Again, I'm making a Magic the Gathering reference. You sit down at the table and your opponent puts out an island, and you're like, oh, he's one of these guys, right? Like, oh, you want to do that? No, you can't counterspell. Oh, no, dispel. Oh, we're gonna return that to your hand. No, I'm gonna take control of your dragon now. Oh, guys who play blue in Magic are the devil, and this is kind of a raid equivalent of those people that play blue in Magic. And I kind of dig it. It's so mean. His design is cruel almost. And some part of me, which I guess comes out only at Halloween, let's hope, takes a kind of despicable glee in it. I don't know. What can I tell you? Maybe that speaks to my character. I don't know, to be honest. But I want him, and I will make him mine. All right, now I went into the index to see my new favorite champion at level 60. I don't have him yet. He's not really my favorite, but once I acquire him, I'm sure he'll become my favorite. But anyway, almost 27,000 base HP. His attack defense, fine for what he's doing. It's all based on hit points anyway. His speed is good, 102, nothing wrong with that. Crit rate and crit damage have no inherent bonuses. They're just kind of the typical that we see for legendaries in most epics. Resist, accuracy, it's fine. The whole draw to this guy is that hit point based champion. He does awesome things. He's gonna counter Bad L, and of course we're gonna get the Nightmare campaign, and Bad L is gonna be in there, and this guy could be an excellent foil to defeat was it Valdemar Straits or whatever when the Nightmare comes out. He's going to be great for that. He's going to make that fighter breeze, I would imagine. So anyway, I am excited. Please tell me what you think in the comments. Are you looking forward to unleashing this guy on unwitting teams that are all based on continuous heals and attack ups? I can't wait. I want to put him on a team with Kitus and Judge and all the people that make people's lives miserable in not devastating ways, but irritating, death by 1,000 cuts ways. Just to see what would happen. I'm eagerly anticipating the future right now. Now watch me fail and not get him. Well, that'd be typical, wouldn't it? All right. I'm not gonna think about that. Onward, upward. Please tell me what you think about this guy in the comments. Throw me a like, and if you want to see more stuff like this, you should consider subscribing. All right. Thank you. Take care.